Jan, come here. Leave it. Fetch it. Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. We're playing fetch with Yam. He isn't returning it so quick. I don't have any treats on me, but we're trying to get that down without treats. Good boy. There you go. Good boy. Here. Oh, there you go. Yam, fetch it. Yam. I think that may have been the slowest fetch ever caught on camera. But now, first things first, we've got a weight session to do in the AM today. This time going into squats instead of deadlifts like yesterday. And I think we'll talk a little bit about weights for rowing, especially since we're going into the season or starting the new season. Let me know in the comments below when your season is starting. I know a lot of you have already started. And I'm not talking about like the pre-season, I'm talking about the team training. So I started training the pre-season or off-season training, or I haven't stopped, but team training here at Leander Club starts next week. So let me know in the comments below when your team starts or when you start training with your team. So let's get to the gym after some more fetch with Yam. Oh yeah! And we've made it into the crew room to fuel up on the breaded egg toast post-weight session. So let's get fueling up. Here, fetch it. We've got some erging going on in the gym with all the music, so we're back out here chatting about getting strong for rowing and weights for rowing. So should you be doing weights for rowing to get yourself stronger before the season starts or during the season at all? And remember, this is sort of my opinion, and I definitely think before you actually do anything, talk to a coach, talk to someone who is an expert in the field to make sure you're doing what's right for you. But the whole idea of weights for rowing is to basically make the same split easier, to decrease the level of perceived exertion for the same split. So if you say you're holding a 150 before you get stronger doing weights, then you do weights, get stronger, that 150 should feel easier. Obviously there's other factors in there too, but that is the idea with doing weights and getting stronger. So then you hold the same level of perceived exertion and the split should actually be lower. So should you do this? Should you get stronger and then lower that level of perceived exertion for the same split? Well, it's not quite as simple as that. It's not just as simple as get stronger, get faster. So that's the biggest thing. And also weights is not rowing. Rowing is a rowing sport, like I spoke about yesterday about fitness for rowing. If I had to choose between rowing, erging, biking and weights for rowing, I would choose obviously to do rowing as the first thing. If I'm working on my fitness specifically, probably pick the rowing machine. If I'm thinking, okay, I need to get strong only specifically, I would probably pick weights, but rowing is a rowing sport, so I'm going to pick rowing over any other sort of modality. So for me, I'm very lucky to be able to train multiple times a day, so I have time to do at least 2 of the modalities in one day, multiple days a week. So for you, perhaps that you can only do 1 session a day or 2 sessions a week or something like that. So where should your focus really be? And for me, I've been working on my weaknesses in the weights room, so my squat and my deadlift aren't so great, and the squat and the deadlift have sort of crossovers with the rowing stroke themselves, so working on that should help me get a bit stronger and lower that perceived exertion. Also adding my fitness concepts that I spoke about yesterday, and then working on the technique as well on the rowing machine, as well as obviously on the water. But what exercises are good for rowing? Like I said, deadlift and squat I think are awesome, but maybe you're really strong at those things and improving them will only get you small gains, and maybe it's other things you need to look at, like stability wise, your core, or controlling your upper body. You've got a lot of moving parts, and to be able to control that is a big thing in the rowing boat. So I definitely recommend that. And also weights as well for rowing, I believe, is a good injury preventer. So you can get stronger to be able to hold yourself together, to be able to handle the weights the rowing program that you might be doing. So if you're that little bit stronger, everything should in theory become that little bit easier, not just that split. So then you should be able to handle the rowing program just that little bit better, especially through the winter when you're struggling and doing loads of miles. Just being that little bit stronger, especially through the core, so you can handle that mileage. So you're trying to make that split that little bit easier, but then you have to also think about what will have the biggest effect on you and how much time do you have, and then you've got injury prevention as well for weights. So it's really looking at you as an individual. Do you have time to do weights on top of rowing? And then if you do have time, okay, what should I work on rowing wise? Should I work on, or what should I work on in the weights room rowing wise? How is my squat, my deadlift, my bench press, bench pull, my rows, my lunges? What is weak? Why is it weak? What should I work on? And now it is time to head in and get onto the erg. Richard's here. He's going to do some 500s and I'm going to do some UT too. So let's get to it. And we've made it into the crew room to fuel post ergo. We're doing 20k and then ended up wanting to finish the erg with Richard, and then we were almost the most I've ever done straight on an erg, so we ended up doing a few more K. Yeah, very fitness. So now it's time to make sure I'm definitely fully fueled up. Got some chicken pie here in the crew room, so let's fuel up. And we've made it outside of the club for another day, getting Yam his another bit of exercise, but they've been a pretty interesting day of exercise. Weights, decent, working on getting a little bit stronger every day, a little bit more weight on the bar every session. And with the erg, didn't expect to be doing the longest erg I've ever done, but Rich had a little bit of rest in between and meant that he was a K or so away from the longest I've been on the erg by the time he finished, so I thought, well, might as well finish it off. And then I was close to 90 minutes by the time I got to sort of almost done, so I thought, okay, I'll get to 90 minutes. But that will be it for today's video, Yam Squad. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and remember, weights really is a very individual thing. So if you want to do the weights, talk to your coach, talk to a strength coach, talk to someone who knows you as an individual, as an athlete, and then figure out what is best for you. And as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.